Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! The NFL world is buzzing, and insiders are whispering across every corner of Buffalo because the Bills have reportedly secured one of the most talked-about defensive players in recent seasons. SHAQUIL Barrett, a name synonymous with relentless pass rushing and disruptive energy, is officially a Bills man. Or at least, according to the sources who claim to have eyes inside the front office, the deal is more than concrete. It's monumental. Fans are already imagining Barrett donning the Bills uniform, wreaking havoc on opposing quarterbacks, and redefining the edge of Buffalo's defense. The chatter isn't just about his raw talent. It's about how Barrett's arrival signals a new era for the team, where aggression, speed, and cunning schemes could become hallmarks of a defense that has been steadily rising in prominence, but still seeks that one superstar edge rusher who can dominate entire games. Rumors suggest that the discussions behind closed doors involved intense negotiations, a strategic shuffle of salary caps, and a promise from the Bills' front office that Barrett would not only be a cornerstone of their defensive identity, but also a key mentor for younger players who have been waiting for a role model capable of elevating the entire unit. For weeks, the rumor mill has been spinning relentlessly around SHAQUIL Barrett, tracing every possible landing spot, analyzing how his skill set could transform teams in need of an edge rusher who combines speed with intelligence. Buffalo, of course, kept emerging as the prime destination, and insiders hint that the decision was mutually beneficial. The Bills gain an experienced, proven player capable of changing the trajectory of their pass rush, while Barrett receives an environment where his talents are not only appreciated but also strategically maximized. The intrigue, naturally, doesn't stop at the field. Conversations with team insiders suggest that the front office approached this acquisition with surgical precision, ensuring that the signing wouldn't just be about talent, but about culture, leadership, and long-term impact. Barrett's presence, according to whispers, could redefine locker room dynamics, inspire younger defenders to step up, and create a level of internal competition that pushes every player to their absolute best. Some sources even claim that this signing might set a precedent for the Bills' future approach to free agency, signaling a willingness to bet on proven impact players who can immediately alter the balance of power in the league. Behind the glitz of stadium lights and televised hype, the backroom maneuvering that brought Barrett to Buffalo is reportedly a story of calculated risk and strategic genius. Teams across the league were circling, intrigued by the possibility of adding a dynamic edge rusher to their ranks. But it appears the Bills' front office moved with an almost surgical confidence, knowing exactly what they needed and when to strike. Rumor has it that Barrett's camp was meticulously evaluating every offer, dissecting team cultures, coaching philosophies, and the projected role within defensive schemes. Buffalo's pitch, insiders suggest, wasn't merely about money or statistics. It was a vision, a promise that Barrett could not only excel individually, but also shape the identity of the defense for years to come. Sources close to the negotiations hint at marathon discussions, strategy sessions that went late into the night, and a clear emphasis on making Barrett feel that this wasn't just a signing. It was a career-defining moment. If even half of these whispers hold true, the ripple effect across the NFL could be enormous, with teams suddenly rethinking their defensive priorities and preparing for the impact of a revitalized Bills pass rush. As the news circulates, social media is alight with speculation, reaction videos, and analyst takes dissecting the implications of Barrett joining Buffalo. Some fans are already envisioning highlight reels filled with sacks, pressures, and game-changing plays, while others speculate on how his presence might alter defensive schemes, forcing offenses to adjust protections and rethink quarterback mobility strategies. Rumors suggest that Barrett's influence extends beyond physical performance. His experience, leadership, and track record of mentoring younger players could shift Buffalo's defensive culture toward one of relentless intensity and high football IQ. Analysts whisper about the possible domino effect this signing could trigger, including accelerated development for emerging talents, increased versatility in defensive formations, and a newfound reputation for Buffalo as a team willing to make bold, decisive moves in the pursuit of supremacy. These murmurs paint a picture not just of a player joining a team, but of a franchise recalibrating its entire approach to dominance, leveraging a single high-impact signing to generate broader cultural and strategic gains across every level of the organization. Industry insiders are framing Barrett's move as emblematic of a new front office philosophy in Buffalo, one that prioritizes immediate impact without sacrificing long-term growth. The whispers suggest that this signing could be the first of several strategic maneuvers, signaling a shift toward a more aggressive approach in free agency, one that carefully balances star acquisitions with internal development. Barrett, in this context, is more than a player. He's a statement, a signal that the Bills are ready to push the envelope, challenge traditional defensive hierarchies, and establish themselves as perennial contenders not just through offense, but by constructing a defense capable of dictating the tempo and instilling fear across the league. Some rumors even suggest that Barrett's role could extend into advisory or coaching capacities, mentoring rookies in pass-rushing techniques and professional habits, further amplifying the reach and impact of this signing beyond what statistics alone could capture. The narrative being whispered is clear. Buffalo isn't just adding talent. It's strategically cultivating a powerhouse culture where every move resonates on and off the field. In the midst of the buzz, there's talk that Barrett's arrival could alter opposing teams' draft and trade strategies, forcing quarterbacks and offensive coordinators to reconsider schemes, protections, and even play selection when facing the Bills. Sources hint at clandestine meetings where coaches are already adjusting plans to accommodate and leverage Barrett's presence, preparing to unleash a defense that combines raw athleticism with calculated aggression. Analysts speculate that this signing could reverberate far beyond Buffalo, potentially influencing league-wide defensive trends, and the whispers circulating through the NFL are impossible to ignore. Barrett's impact, it is said, won't be measured merely in sacks or pressures, but in the psychological edge his presence imparts, reshaping how teams approach games and plan for the relentless force now lurking at the edge of Buffalo's defensive front. In short, what started as a rumor is evolving into what could be a defining moment for both SHAQUIL Barrett and the Bills, a move that insiders claim could shift perceptions, expectations, and strategies league-wide. The intrigue surrounding SHAQUIL Barrett's move to Buffalo continues to intensify, with murmurs suggesting that the ripple effects are already being felt in unexpected ways. Some sources hint at early strategic adjustments within the team, with coaches reportedly redesigning schemes to maximize Barrett's speed, agility, and instinctive pass-rushing abilities. There's chatter about hybrid roles, creative alignments, and packages tailored to leverage his disruptive presence on every snap. Fans are already speculating wildly, envisioning an edge that terrorizes quarterbacks, stunts running games, and transforms Buffalo's defensive identity into something even more formidable than ever imagined. Rumors even suggest that Barrett's influence extends beyond the X's and O's, shaping practice habits, film study culture, and locker room ethos, infusing a level of intensity and professionalism that younger players are said to be absorbing at lightning speed. The whispers imply that Buffalo is not merely acquiring a player, but cultivating a defensive leader whose presence may ripple through every facet of the team, redefining expectations both internally and externally. Analysts, in hushed conversations, speculate that this could be a catalyst, turning Buffalo into a destination for free agents who crave a competitive, high-energy environment, potentially sparking a trend that other teams may scramble to emulate. Inside sources allege that Barrett's transition to Buffalo involved meticulous planning, with discussions reportedly delving deep into defensive philosophy, mentorship responsibilities, and the integration of his signature pass rush techniques into the team's existing schemes. The rumor mill suggests that the front office and coaching staff were determined to present a vision that went beyond financial incentives, ensuring Barrett felt an immediate sense of purpose and belonging. There's talk of late-night meetings, intense strategy sessions, and a calculated pitch emphasizing long-term impact and legacy building, portraying Barrett not just as a player, but as an architect of Buffalo's defensive future. Observers whisper about the subtle, yet powerful, ways this signing could influence everything from rookie development programs to weekly game planning meetings, highlighting how a single acquisition has the potential to permeate the organization in ways that are often invisible to the casual fan. The narrative taking shape in these whispers paints Barrett's arrival as both a tactical and cultural coup, positioning Buffalo at the forefront of league-wide defensive innovation, while simultaneously raising expectations for his own career trajectory. The buzz around Barrett is fueled by speculation regarding how his presence could reshape Buffalo's approach to opposing offenses. Insiders hint at preemptive adjustments, predicting how opponents might deploy double teams, chip blocks, or offensive misdirections to mitigate Barrett's relentless pursuit. Analysts whisper that the psychological impact could be as significant as the physical, with quarterbacks now forced to recalibrate pocket awareness and offensive coordinators rethinking traditional schemes. Behind the scenes, some claim that the coaching staff is already experimenting with alignment variations, stunts, and creative blitz packages, all designed to exploit Barrett's unique skill set while confusing and pressuring opposing offensive lines. The murmuring suggests that the strategic complexity introduced by Barrett's presence will ripple through scouting reports, practice simulations, and even draft boards, demonstrating that his arrival is more than a single signing. It's a catalyst for systemic defensive evolution. Rumors indicate that this influence could extend league-wide, as teams recalibrate plans in response to the heightened challenge posed by Buffalo's newly fortified edge rush. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Sources whisper that Barrett's arrival could spark a surge of internal competition, energizing younger players to elevate performance, refine techniques, and embrace a culture of accountability. Rumors suggest that defensive meetings are now infused with a sharper intensity. As veterans share knowledge, rookies absorb wisdom, and Barrett himself is expected to lead by example, setting standards both on and off the field. Analysts speculate that this mentoring effect could accelerate the development of emerging talents, turning Buffalo into a breeding ground for defensive stars while solidifying a legacy of excellence associated with Barrett's presence. There's talk that the ripple effect may even influence future free agency decisions, signaling to prospective players that Buffalo is not just building a team, but cultivating an environment where impact, professionalism, and leadership are valued in equal measure. The whispers suggest a cultural transformation is underway, and if accurate, this signing may mark a pivotal moment in the franchise's history. Rumors also hint that Barrett's influence could reach beyond the field into tactical and strategic planning. Insiders suggest that his understanding of offensive tendencies, combined with years of elite competition experience, is being leveraged during film sessions, practice drills, and pre-game planning meetings. Analysts speculate that his presence might enhance Buffalo's adaptability, allowing coaches to craft more nuanced defensive strategies that anticipate opponent adjustments and exploit weaknesses. Social media chatter, fueled by early hints from analysts and insiders, amplifies the mystique, with fans already speculating about highlight reel sacks, game-changing pressures, and a defense that suddenly feels almost impenetrable. The rumor mill portrays Barrett not just as a player addition, but as an intellectual and athletic force, someone whose arrival could subtly, yet decisively, alter Buffalo's approach to preparation, execution, and in-game decision-making. As whispers continue to circulate, the overarching sentiment is that SHAQUIL Barrett's move to Buffalo is more than a transactional signing. It's a seismic shift, potentially altering the trajectory of both the player and the franchise. Analysts, insiders, and fans alike speculate on the domino effects, imagining a defense revitalized with speed, intelligence, and relentless pressure. Rumors paint a picture of Buffalo transforming into a fortress, where opponents must navigate not only physical threats, but the psychological weight of facing a reimagined defensive force. The chatter suggests that Barrett's presence could influence game outcomes, team culture, free agency trends, and even long-term drafting strategies. While nothing is confirmed beyond whispers, the prevailing narrative is clear. Buffalo has made a move that could redefine expectations, signal ambition, and place both SHAQUIL Barrett and the franchise at the center of NFL conversation for seasons to come. The rumor, the buzz, and the speculation converge to create an atmosphere of anticipation, excitement, and inevitable debate, as everyone waits to see if the whispers will materialize into undeniable dominance on the field. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.